And
No,
Freddy
I'm happy.
cannot hurt you if you give him no power.
Exactly.
Literally Pennywise. Stephen
Yeah,
King, you
no, I think
stole this.
yeah, Stephen King, you need to answer you need to answer our questions. Can you get Stephen King on here and we interview him?
I wonder. Yeah, no, I want to. I wish Wes was still here. I wish we could get Wes Craven and Stephen King on. I wonder if they had any conversations like before Nightmare on Elm Street even came out or something. Like they
I
both
can tell
maybe
you
had a
how it
similar
went.
idea.
Wes Craven read Stephen King's book and he's just like, "Hey motherfucker, you stole my goddamn idea." What? No.
No
Yeah.
way, man.
No,
This
no,
is
no,
a
you did. You did.
clown, not a demented demon man with razor claws.
Yeah, no, 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 you stole it.
Flagpole. What did you say? Flagpole.
Take your stinking paw off me, you damn 38!
No!
You're a wizard, Harry.
In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you.
And I care! What is the deal?
Well, do me a favor, Captain. Go fuck yourself.
Language. Why so serious?
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm vengeance.
Avengers! Assemble.
Welcome back to That's So Random, the most random podcast on the internet. I'm Brayden, and with me, as per usual, it's Andrew.
1, 2, he's coming for you. 3, 4, lock the door. 5, 6, your mom's a bitch. Got him.
Got him.
Got him. What are we talking about?
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, you can't say the, you gotta say a. Otherwise, the Vizio TV will not
Well,
recognize what you're talking about.
I was gonna say the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, but we're only talking about the first two this go around, so we're making our way
The
through.
best two. Yeah, we're talking about the best two, though.
We're talking about two
What?
that aren't bad. We're talking about the best one and a sequel that's not terrible.
Yeah, I'll take that. As the person who made the movie, I am Wes Craven.
Wes Craven didn't make the second one.
Well, shut up. I made the first one.
Oh, you made the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. So
Yeah.
how was filming that? How was Robert Englund on set?
He really, he was an asshole. He kept stabbing me. He kept telling me he was going to kill me. He was the worst person that I ever worked with.
All right, how did you
Every
find Johnny Depp? How did you discover this guy?
he was snorting coke at a bar, and I was like, "Hey, you want to be in a movie?"
Oh, and then 14 years later, they're like, "Yo, you remember that one time you're snorting coke at a bar? You want to be in the movie Blow?"
Yeah, and that was a good movie.
That was a good movie. It's really sad, but it's good.
Yeah, it is sad. Isn't it crazy
I
how
think it's
he's
the
like a terrible
saddest movie
person?
about cocaine I've ever seen.
Isn't it crazy though how he's like a terrible person, but it's like you feel so bad for him?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Crazy.
because the movie's compelling. It was written well. It was performed well. Can we say the same thing about A Nightmare on Elm Street? I think we can.
First one, yeah. Let's talk about the first
Yeah,
one, all right?
let's
But
talk
give
about
me
it.
the highs and the lows. What do you think the lowest point of this movie? Like the kind of the worst part about it all?
Oh
Because
man,
mine
put,
is
put me on the
just
spot to
because it
say
was
the
made in
worst
the
thing about this
80s.
movie.
Yeah, that's the only issue I have is it was made in the 80s. So there was some like
Just some of the visual,
over
some of
dramatized.
the
Yeah,
some of the prosthetic and puppetry, like the
yeah, like
the mannequins
when
used, they look terrible.
when Freddy caught on fire and stuff, like that looked terrible. You could tell he was like 400 pounds.
I kind
Not
of love
really,
it
but
though.
oh yeah, he looks hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean it definitely makes it less scary. Like I didn't. It's probably just because I've seen this movie before. And I didn't feel anything watching it this time. I'm like, man, this movie isn't even scary. I just feel like I'm watching a regular movie right now.
Yeah. What do you think about your main protagonist?
Nancy Drew. No, what's her last name?
Is that really her name?
Oh my
Oh, I
God.
thought it was Nancy Drew. I was like, wait, what? Really?
Yes, this is connected to the Nancy Drew franchise. Actually, Freddy Krueger was the #1 antagonist.
Wow, that's news to me.
I do not remember her last name. Nancy, I like Nancy
I'm
though.
gonna say
Nancy Thompson.
Thompson. Okay. Yeah.
She has the same last
You
name as
brought
my
up a
sister. I should probably remember that.
You should, or you brought up a good point to me that this movie is basically just Derry, the town of Derry.
Yes,
Like
that's
all the
yes.
adults just forget everything, or don't forget, but choose to ignore everything that's going on with Frederick Krueger.
Yes, and he targets children much like Pennywise. There's a lot of parallels there. So was Stephen King, taking notes when this came out, adding them to
Yes,
his book? Because
I
it
guarantee he was.
the novel came out 2 years after this, I believe, 1986.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, who knows? I've just never noticed the parallels to that degree until I was rewatching this. I'm like, wait, this is totally just like it. Who would win in a fight though? Pennywise the clown or Freddy Krueger?
Uh, Freddy, because he would just bully him.
Yeah, you just bully him to death. See,
Like, your makeup looks terrible.
almost any other horror villain that's not a puppet, like a Jigsaw or like Leprechaun or something. I know Leprechaun's not a puppet, but he's a little guy. Would
Oh,
just
shit.
murder Freddy in seconds. Like, what is Freddy gonna do? Well, we see what he does against Jason. He gets his ass kicked. What would this man do against a Michael Myers? Get his ass kicked.
That is honestly a really interesting question. What would he do? Would he though? Because he could just go in Michael's dream
And
and kill
Michael's just
him.
gonna pull him out of that dream. Well, it's
What
kind
kind
of,
of
I
Michael
don't know.
Myers are we talking about here?
I don't know. I guess this is the thing with all these horror villains. I was gonna say, well, it's been established that Michael Myers can't really die, but I mean, I guess Freddy can't really die and Jason can't really die. They just die and come back all the damn time, or they die but not really.
Yeah, I was about to say they're dead, but just kidding. They're not actually dead.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. It's just Halloween was kind of the movie that started that whole thing though, because what Friday the 13th was 3 years after Halloween. Nightmare on Elm Street's 3 years after Friday the 13th. So it just started a string of all this stuff.
So it's the director of Halloween's fault that we have this annoying trope in horror movies.
Wow, don't blame John Carpenter.
It's John Carpenter's fault. Blame has
Well,
been placed.
he didn't actually kill Michael Myers in the first Halloween though. And he didn't direct the second one where Michael Myers was supposed to be dead, but then they made three and we're going to turn it into an anthology series, and everyone bitched and complained that it didn't have Michael Myers.
Sounds right.
So it's really the audience's fault.
Yeah, exactly the audience's fault.
Even though I guess Friday the 13th would have established that trope before that. Or, yeah, because I'm pretty sure the first four were like back to back to back to back years.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one only came out the second Friday the 13th, or not Friday the 13th, but Nightmare on Elm Street came out a year after the first one.
Yeah, that was just a thing back then, apparently. Especially with these horror movies, because Friday the 13th did the same thing. I don't
But the only
know if
thing I didn't like
Halloween ever really did it until they did it recently with, the most recent trilogy, which two-thirds of is
instant
good.
kills. What I
We
don't
don't
get
we
is
don't speak of ends.
oh, okay.
That
What
movie
I
doesn't
just don't
exist.
understand, like, why in this movie they basically just made the first movie over again. So the thing that I didn't like about the second movie, which I know I'm jumping ahead, but it was like the first movie made over again, just with different characters. It was a slightly different premise, but I feel like they could have expanded on it a lot more, you know? But it's Freddy's attacking some teenagers. That's it. Same town, same house, same everything, same school, just kind of a different premise in a way where it's, oh no, Freddy actually is in possessing the guy. Arr.
Well, I mean, all of them are kind of Freddy attacking teenagers.
Yeah,
I
but I
guess that's
mean,
that.
like, it all took place in the exact same place. And the only reason they churned out this next one, the second one, was just because it was a year after and they were just seeing dollar signs. So,
Yeah, I think Dream Warriors, the third one that we'll talk about next time whenever we get around to it, ties the story of one to it a lot better, especially since you have Nancy returning. So that's already a connected thread that wasn't there in the second one. Like literally the only connected thread there was Freddy himself and Nancy's house, the old house.
well, her diary, remember?
Well, her diary because it was in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Now, I don't know why, but I kind of like the supporting characters in the second one more than the first one, really. And there's really only one or two for the most part. versus in the first one there was, I guess, 3 for a little while.
Okay,
You know, Nancy's friends.
did you like this supporting character more because she was actually helpful to the main guy?
Kind of,
Unlike all of
yeah.
Nancy's friends being
Yeah,
useless.
Nancy's friends are fucking terrible. I just need you to not fall asleep.
Yeah, Johnny
Just
Depp, what are
falls
you
asleep
doing, bro?
immediately. Yeah, douchebag.
Bro, he was
Now I
already
see why Amber Heard shit in your bed.
Whoa.
Hey, he fell asleep. It's his fault.
Man, he was already practicing for his role in Dark Shadows all those years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Depp was useless in this movie, though. I'm pretty sure I have in my notes literally Johnny Depp died because he can't ever stay awake in this movie. Nancy's
She's
like,
like,
don't
hey,
go to sleep.
meet me on my porch at midnight, and whatever you do, don't fall asleep. He's like asleep by like 9 o'clock. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
dude, can't stay up till midnight. What the fuck did you do all day? You went to school. Can't be that tired.
Yeah, man. We went to school.
Yeah. Rarely did I ever fall asleep after school. You think he like did anything, like played sports or anything? No, he just went there. And I guarantee he was like a barely a 2.5 GPA student. So it's not like he was paying attention in class or anything.
I feel like all we ever see him doing is walking around, eating food, or sitting around. That's all he does in this movie.
It's what he's good at though, at this point.
So what was your favorite
And for
thing
some
about the
reason,
movie? Since your least favorite
oh,
thing was the visuals, the prosthetics, and I guess the effects or some of the effects.
Robert Englund. Robert Englund is
Oh yeah.
Freddy. Yeah, that's probably just and Nancy. I like Nancy a lot because she's like the only smart person. I feel like. Oh, I like her mom being a fucking alcoholic. That's pretty funny.
Oh, her mom being
She's
an
like,
alcoholic is funny.
well, it's like she's like, oh my goodness, what what were they arguing about? They were arguing about something, and then
If
she's
Freddy was
like,
real or
you
not,
know,
or well, Freddy
yeah,
being
yeah.
dead and stuff.
She's like, yeah,
Saying Nancy all she's seeing isn't real.
yeah. And then then Nancy goes in on her about drinking. It's like, damn. And also the way her mom just starts sneakily like pouring. She's like hiding alcohol bottles in the towel cabinet. Like, what if somebody just picks up a towel? They're gonna find your bottle of booze right there, you fucking dummy. Like, hide it better. Also, why is it right in view of Nancy's room? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I will say, there weren't many kills in this film, which honestly I don't really think you notice until you kind of think about it. But I think I don't know, the hanging in the cell, Rod getting hung in the cell is probably the lamest of them. But I like Tina's and Johnny Depp's a lot. I don't remember Johnny Depp's character. I'm just gonna call him Johnny Depp, but
Yeah,
especially
I think Johnny
Tina's.
Depp. I like Johnny Depp's the best.
I think I like Tina's more, but I
Nah,
don't know. It's just
Pool of
what
Blood,
sticks out
man.
to me. Yeah,
That's
but Tina
no
just
Johnny
getting
Depp's
like
best.
getting ripped apart in
Oh,
her
he
dream, and
slammed
then you
around in
see it in
the.
the real world, and then like it's Exorcist type shit where she's getting thrown across the room against the ceiling and everything. I'm like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, if I was her boyfriend, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave before she ever hits the ground.
Yeah, I would have been out of there as soon as she started getting flung against the wall. Like, well, nothing I can do. I'm not about to get blamed for
This is
this. Like he
this is
ended up getting
beyond
blamed.
my power.
Dude, it's the 80s. You really think they're gonna look into this? Like, oh, you were in the room when she died. You're the killer.
It's like, sir, there's blood on the ceiling, and it looks like she was slammed against the ceiling. Ah, that 130-pound boy probably did it.
I was surprised we didn't see more cigarettes in this movie. You know, we talked about the Joker movies recently, and those movies had
Yeah,
far
that's
more
true.
cigarettes than the
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street movies do.
See, I just don't think this movie was actually taking place in the 80s. I think it was taking place in modern day because of the lack of cigarettes.
And also, they parodied Home Alone before Home Alone. What was the first thing to do that? Because the
What do you
climax of
mean?
this movie is literally Nancy setting Home Alone traps for a friend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like maybe what's his name? Macaulay Culkin's character. Oh my gosh. I forgot
Oh, how he's
what his character's name is.
Kevin
But maybe
McAllister?
he watched Friday. Yeah, Kevin McAllister. Maybe he watched Friday the 13th and that's what gave him the ideas, the booby traps.
You mean Nightmare on Elm Street?
Or yeah, I keep saying Friday the 13th.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Did I even watch the right movie? But no, he's just lucky. The crooks were just lucky that Kevin couldn't lift his dad's sledgehammer, Otherwise, they would have died. He would have killed them. Like, cold-blooded murder.
Oh yeah.
Like, the
Yeah, we
iron to the
talked.
face was bad, but
Oh yeah, no. So as
Nancy just straight up
intimidating,
lights Freddy on fire.
yeah, as intimidating and like frightening as they try to make Freddy throughout this movie, he just looks like such a klutz at the end. Like he's just running into everything, all these traps. I'm like, bro, it seems like a 10-year-old could beat Freddy Krueger up if they really wanted to. I'm like, dude, you can literally just Pennywise him. Back to the Pennywise thing. Like, just grab some baseball bats, fall asleep with those, and just beat the shit out of him in your dream. What's he gonna do?
Well, I said fall asleep with a gun and just shoot
Yeah,
him.
or that. Yeah, just shoot him.
He's like, I'm Freddy. Pow, 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 pow.
If it's
Oh,
your dream, shouldn't you be able to control your dream? Like, if you're not scared of him? Like, couldn't you have unlimited bullets? Just go to sleep with some
or you just have
dynamite. Put it down his
Superman's
pants like
powers.
Batman.
Yeah,
Superman
or you just
powers.
have
Oh,
Superman
yeah.
powers. That way you could just heat vision him,
Yeah, just
keep
melt
catching him
him.
on fire.
Just
Yeah,
melt him, then freeze him? What's he gonna do?
rip his arms off, slap him around.
Okay, so we talked
Now
about
this,
Tina's death, Johnny Depp's death. Those are like two of the best scenes and most memorable from this movie. But I think the most iconic is probably the boiler room,
oh yeah,
where Nancy falls asleep in class and then she's like walking out the classroom through the hallway and she sees this hall monitor dressed in Freddy's clothing dragging Tina's body, and they end up in the boiler room. And the only way she
where's your
escapes
hall
death there is by
pass?
burning herself.
Yeah, which
Where's
clever
your
on
hall
her.
pass? Oh yeah, that was very smart. Like, oh, if this is all real, feels real. This is how I wake up. If you're
Yeah,
like, if
I
your
probably would have
conscience can't
died.
already wake yourself up. Oh, me too. If I couldn't just wake up knowing, I wouldn't have thought to burn myself. Not in the moment.
Yeah, I would have been like, man, I don't want to fucking deal with this burn later. And I'm like, ugh. But if I die, I won't deal with anything later. Would have been in a real predicament.
Yeah, it is so irritating how all the adults and parents just ignore the worries of their child slash children. Like, how would Nancy know all this stuff about Freddy Krueger when she didn't even know who this guy was until the other
Yeah,
night?
and also, like, why did it take her so long, her mom so long, to, like, tell her about Frederick Krueger, you
Yeah, and
know?
that she still had the glove. That was just weird. Why do
Yeah,
you keep his glove, you freak?
she's a
Like, why would
sadistic
you?
freak.
Yeah, why would you keep the glove of a demented killer or whatever?
'Cause she's a
That
demented killer now. She lit his ass on fire. Crazy bitch.
she had people behind her though. They wanted to do that because he belonged in prison, but he got off early because the judge sucked or
Somebody
whatever.
forgot to No, somebody forgot to sign a search warrant.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Can you feel that bad for taking someone's life? That's like, are you that demented if you take someone's life that apparently took, several?
I mean, in the words of Batman, a life for a life, that ain't right.
Look, Batman
That's a
keeping the
direct
Joker
quote from
alive is
Batman.
like the worst mistake of that man's life. That's the one guy Batman should kill.
I don't think so.
I in terms of fiction, I don't think so either because I like the Joker. But like, if this was a real world type thing, like, why would you keep this man alive? He's already killed millions of people, pretty much, thousands at least.
You're just a hater, honestly. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's boiling down to right now. You're just a hater.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like Joker too. I don't like the Joker.
Whoa. 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 Incredibly
Just
off topic.
kidding.
What did you think of Nancy's mom's death?
Did we saw her get like burned alive in the bed or whatever, but did we like that's basically all we saw. We caught the tail end of it, right? Like Freddy was already in the process of killing her when she walked in.
Yeah, her dad. Her dad threw the blanket over him and kind of like smothered him or
Yeah.
whatever.
And then Freddy sank into the
Smothered the
bed,
fire. Uh-huh.
and Nancy knew. She finally
She
understood
knew.
this was all a dream.
It's all a dream.
And
Now
Freddy
I'm happy.
cannot hurt you if you give him no power.
Exactly.
Literally Pennywise. Stephen
Yeah,
King, you
no, I think
stole this.
Yeah, Stephen King, you need to answer you need to answer our questions. Can you get Stephen King on here and we interview him?
I wonder. Yeah, no, I wish Wes was still here. I wish we could get Wes Craven and Stephen King on. I wonder if they had any conversations like before Nightmare on Elm Street even came out or something. Like they
I
both
can tell
maybe
you
had a
how it
similar
went.
idea.
Wes Craven read Stephen King's book, and he's just like, "Hey, motherfucker, you stole my goddamn idea." What? No.
No
Yeah.
way, man. This
No,
is a
you didn't. You didn't.
clown, not a demented demon man with razor claws.
Yeah, no. You stole it.
But he only comes around
But
every 27 years. He doesn't come in your dreams.
well, fucking Freddy comes in your dreams, literally.
Oh my gosh.
This
Yeah,
movie's like very sexual,
they
like
both
way
are.
more than what I remembered. What? Both Freddy movies? Oh yeah. But I mean,
Yes.
like the next one's like,
Yeah, he tongued her through the phone, man. That's where Soldier
yeah.
Boy got the idea for "Kiss Me Through the Phone." He watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah. But then you remember like the hand coming up in the bathtub, and where it was
Oh
coming up from her
yes,
crotch and all that.
yeah, she
Yeah.
was giving birth to Freddy's hand.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's not like I don't know. It's some movies they get like overtly sexual and it's just kind of weird and gross. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
This one though, it was like there was like a fine balance where it's just like Freddy's just a pervert, pretty much. It's kind of what I get at.
yeah,
They don't turn him
he,
into the child molester in this movie though.
he's a weird little guy.
Yeah, just a weird little guy. He's like the leprechaun, but cooler and in better movies.
Yeah, I feel like you see everything that happens through the movies, like what the actual character does in present day and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of what makes these horror franchises and these characters so iconic is kind of like they all have a legend or origin to them. Like you know how Freddy was burned by the townspeople, one being Nancy's mom, and now he's just a dream demon. Jason get drowned in
Yeah.
the lake or whatever. Michael Myers murdering his sister when he was 6 years old and getting sent to a psych ward. Oh no, that just adds like a layer to these that makes them a little more
Yeah.
enjoyable than just like a standard horror movie for me.
Yeah, I get that. I like there like being like a backstory and kind of like a lore to everything, but also
Yeah.
I kind of like one-off kind of movies. So something I've kind of been getting interested in is the Terrifier kind of franchise.
Hmm.
Just like now they've kind of started adding lore. So remember the other day when we were looking at the Terrifier movies, it was just me and you, and we saw those
Yeah.
other movies that were like had Art the Clown in them.
Yeah, All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, that is connected to those movies, but like in a
Are they
weird
before
kind of like an
Terrifier?
anthology. I think they were made before it. But they're kind
Yeah,
of like
okay.
anthology movies.
Gotcha.
Like yeah,
Interesting. I can't think of another
but
horror franchise that's kind of done that. I'm sure there have been ones, but a lot of them just stick with the one title.
yeah, well it's like All Hallows Eve they get like a tape I think and it's just Art killing like three different people or something like that. And then, Terrifier is just it's like no movie connects. But apparently Art the Clown is like a demon that's possessed the body of the clown. And apparently that actor who plays Art wants to play the live action Joker in the James Gunn DC universe.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but you'll have to look him up. Just look up Terrifier and the actor who plays him and listen to him talking about being the Joker. He does a very good kind of it's almost kind of like a Mark Hamill impression almost, but it's slightly different. So it's not him just trying to, imitate Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
But I
That
mean,
sounds pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, you see how he looks
Man's
as
down to clown.
Terrifier. Yeah, you see how he looks as Art. So, imagine like your Joker kind of looking that scary. Not necessarily like Art, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and if he like you said sounds somewhat like Mark Hamill, that's gonna feel like a more comic book type Joker too. That's honestly what I'm hoping for in James Gunn's. I'm just hoping for everything to be more comic book based and less grounded. Like I like getting the
Yeah,
grounded stuff with Batman, but at this point I just want I just want him in his comic book roots again.
you want him hunting imaginary assassins and killing a guy who
Look,
or
you can
trying to.
Batman's already like he's at his core a grounded character anyway. I don't think the world around him needs to be so grounded too.
That's fair.
And so many of his villains are already grounded too. Like there's only a few that really aren't, like Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Clayface, people like that, Man-Bat. But a large portion of his rogues gallery is also relatively grounded. So I don't know. Why can't we just get both aspects of both?
I mean, that's a fair question. Why can't we just get both?
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they
Kind
just
of no
hate
one's
you.
fault. No, I think it's just the success of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, fuck you, Christopher Nolan. We hate Christopher
But
Nolan.
in James Gunn, we trust. Yeah, The Dark Knight totally
And
isn't
James
my
Gunn.
favorite movie of all time or anything. I'm not hating on those movies. I'm just saying. I'm not hating on the
Yeah,
Batman
because
either. But
no, I get
like,
what you're saying. Yeah, because of
yeah,
the success of them, though. Like everybody thinks that that's what they want, when in reality they were just good. That's the
yeah.
that was just the downside to making a good movie.
Like the DCEU, the universe that failed before James Gunn came in here. Batman was like one of my favorite parts of that. I love Ben Affleck's Batman,
Yeah,
and that's the most comic book like Batman we've gotten since George Clooney.
that's gonna be a hot take. People hate George Clooney.
Yeah, but that's technically still the same Batman as Michael Keaton. So if you say since Michael Keaton, you're just disregarding those two movies.
Can't disregard the best Batman either, or the best Batman
Exactly.
movie. Yeah.
I feel like we
Yeah. Do
brought
you have
Batman
anything
and
else?
Robin up like I don't know how many weeks in a row on this show.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about the first Nightmare?
I think I've said my piece. It's a classic for a reason, and I think it's probably still one of the best horror movies out there.
How many Freddy claws would you give it?
Ooh, how many claws does he have? 10?
No, he only has one glove, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he has 5 claws.
Yeah.
I'll give it 4 out of 5 claws.
Yeah, I'll give 4 out of 5 as well. Now though,
He
we get
killed
to
four
talk
people,
about.
so if he got Nancy, maybe it would have
Ooh.
been 5 claws.
Ooh. Well, he did get Nancy at the end.
Also,
He
the
didn't kill her.
ending is so confusing. Like I understood why
Yeah,
your
it doesn't
girlfriend
really make a lot of
didn't
sense.
understand it.
Yeah, she's like, wait, what happened? And I was like, oh, fuck. I literally looked
Yeah,
at
you
you
told
too. I
me
said,
to
can
explain
you
it. I'm like,
explain it?
I don't know, bro. They're in Freddy's dream world. I'm like, I don't know how that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. Now we get to talk about the possibly gayest horror movie ever.
I think it's the gayest one I've seen. I
Yeah,
don't know if it's
and that's
if there's one that's more gay than it or not, but who's to say? Not one I
yeah,
can think of. And it's
and
even crazier because this was made in the 80s.
yeah, which we watched a video and it was like it's crazy that this movie came out in the Reagan era. And yeah, no, that is crazy that that came out in the Reagan era. Like you would not, I would not think that that would have came out during the time of Ronald Reagan being president. But here we go, and it was a good sequel in my opinion. It wasn't like
Yeah, I
the
liked it.
greatest, but it's not like bad, like how some of the other Nightmare movies I'm sure will get terrible. This one wasn't that bad. It had,
Yeah,
I think, one of the most
there's
concepts of, like I talked about earlier, Freddy possessing this guy's body and making him do all the killing for him.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I guess the question in the movie becomes like, do you go with that or do you not? Because there's things I like about it, but things that like it is Freddy, but it isn't. I don't know. I mean, I guess Freddy technically is a demon, so possession isn't like that crazy. So I was mostly fine with it, and I'm glad. Like I'm pretty sure this is the only one that does it, which I haven't seen. Haven't seen 5 or 6. But of the ones I've seen, I'm pretty sure this is the only movie like where Freddy's just full on possessing someone and using their body as a conduit.
Yeah, I love the scene where Freddy just crawls out of him, you know,
Oh
whenever
yeah,
he's in
yeah.
the chick's bedroom or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
visual effects there
Or
weren't the best either.
no, but it was good enough that I didn't pay that much attention to the to him crawling out. Well, I think I did mention. I was like, "Wow, look at that wax figure."
So
But
you see his head trying
it
to
was a cool
burst out of his
shot.
chest and he can't get through, so he just like pops the claw to rip himself out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's once again, it's still an 80s movie, so it's not like the best, but man, it's still so good for the time, you know. I'm sure
Yeah, I'm
back
just saying
in 86 or whenever that came out, people were like, "Oh my god, that's the best effect."
the
But
best effect of
yeah,
all time. Then Jurassic Park came out like
I
3
was
or
about to
8 years
say
later.
1993 rolls around the corner and we still possibly have one of the best visual, like, or not visual, but one of the best like movie effects of all time with practical and CGI. CGI in that movie still holds up. It's still so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
it
Oh, definitely.
starts to
It looks
now
better
look a
than the
little bit
Jurassic
dated.
World movies, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks a little bit dated, but then you look at it in comparison to the new Jurassic World, and it looks better. So,
I mean, I
I don't
guess it
know.
kind of also helps that they were doing dinosaurs, so like, as long as it looks clean. I think that's the most important thing because I mean, it's dinosaurs. That dated isn't really going to be a thing with dinosaurs.
But no, the yeah, you're right. So I like the supporting characters in this one because they try to help, especially the girl. She like really tries to
Dude,
help.
she's a keeper.
But
My God.
yeah, like that dude admitted to murder, and she's just like, I still love you.
Then she helped him overcome a demon.
Yeah. Well, she also had
I'm like,
Freddie
bro,
tell
no.
her that she loved her. So that was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
don't know if
weird.
I've ever met a woman that would do that for me. I'm like, God damn, where's that
Yeah.
woman? I need
Yeah.
her. I need her in my life right
No
now.
kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I think Freddie killed probably the most people in this one
Oh yeah, no,
because of the pool massacre.
yeah, he killed like I don't know how many people in that scene. Probably at least like 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the reason though it's called like one of the gayest horror movies ever is just because like I don't really even know how to explain it. It's just all the things that they focus on normally with females in horror movies, it's male focused, but it's like also they go to like a uh what is that called? BDSM club or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know what club you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a
The
gay
gay
club
bar
though.
or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was only dudes in there. Maybe I'm wrong, but and then the coach goes back with his leather still onto the school to punish the kid that's possessed by Freddy, and he's still wearing his little leather getup, his little BDSM getup. It's like that's so weird. Bro didn't even change. And
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
time him in the shower, slashing his back open and stuff, I love that. That was good.
You're just lashing at him and then slicing his back open.
Yeah, that was a good kill. I like that one.
Yeah,
You
it's
wanna
kind
you wanna
of
try to through these movies your favorite kill? So
like
in the
for
last one, for each
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Yeah, Tina
Yeah.
in the first
So in
one.
the last one, yeah, Johnny Depp for me in the first one. And this one, what would you say?
Ooh. Yeah, does the pool massacre just count as one kill, or do you have to pick like an
You could
individual
just
kill? I'll just
no, you could just count it as
okay.
one.
I'm
The pool
saying the pool
massacre.
massacre.
I like the shower kill. I liked it the most, I think. Because nothing good happens in a shower.
No, Norman Bates taught us that one.
Yeah, if you've watched Alien Covenant, you learn that as well.
Oh, I have not watched Alien Covenant.
You motherfucker.
I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it.
So good. Yeah, but yeah, she helps him overcome being possessed by Freddy. But like if you think about it, he still killed those people. Like he still killed them. He's going to prison. How did he get away? I guess she kept his secret?
With how this was edited, I was kind of confused of like how like could people see Freddy or did they just see him? Because like she saw Freddy, right? Lisa did.
Yeah, and then when you
But was
saw in the
that like
mirror,
an
he
well,
saw
that was an
Freddy.
evolution. That was an evolution thing. Like when he comes out of his body, that's when they start seeing Freddy. So like the shower scene, he just murdered the coach.
Yeah, I guess. I have no
Wait,
idea.
like I don't
Yeah, no,
think he
you're
would have
right.
saw
The
Freddy. I
editing,
don't know.
and I think that's kind of one of the downfalls of this is because it was just made a year after. I don't think they really thought a lot of that through, and I
Yeah,
think that's kind of where it's not as good because like I was
because I
very
mean,
confused by all that.
I was too. Like, okay, Freddy is using this guy's body, but what are they seeing? Like when Freddy comes out, are they seeing Freddy or are they just seeing this guy?
Yeah. Like I wish it would have kind of like not showed more, but like showed us like kind of what they see because otherwise it just leads to this confusion right here. We really don't know what the hell anybody's seeing. If they're seeing him, that's whatever. Nobody cares. That's fine. And at least we know now he's going to prison. But if they're seeing Freddy, you know,
Well, there were so many
okay.
like intercuts too of just Jesse with the glove,
Yeah.
and it was just him. There was no Freddy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
is this just saying he is Freddy because Freddy has possession? of him basically. And he even says in the movie, he owns me. But like more specifically, the scene where he's talking about he tried to get me to kill my sister, and it just shows him with the glove, like looking over his
Yeah.
sister. You don't
Well,
see
and that
Freddy in
also
that
makes
scene.
me, yeah, that also makes me think, how much control did he have in this?
Yeah,
If he was able to not kill his sister, maybe this dude was just a little bit crazy and he wanted to kill some people.
maybe this should have been called Freddy the Puppet Master and not Freddy's Revenge.
Wow, got him.
Because
Take
I
that.
mean, why is it even called Freddy's Revenge? Nancy isn't here. Nancy's the one that beat you. Who are
Yeah,
you getting
yeah,
revenge
and
on,
actually,
Freddy?
you're making some good points here. Now I'm starting to dislike this movie more. Look what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm nitpicking at the title, dissecting the title, telling you all the issues with it. Yeah, it could have been a better
Well,
sequel, just about a better title.
yeah, it's just called Freddy takes over dude's body and decides to kill more teenagers. That would have been a really good sequel name. What do you think about
What
that
did
one?
I mean? Yeah, it seems every movie he does decide to kill more teenagers. Has he ever even killed an adult? I'm sure he has. He's
Yeah,
had to have.
it's
I think he does in
like
Freddy vs. Jason.
Nancy's mom.
Oh yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what do you think of the like I don't know, circular like storytelling in this? Like how it starts with the bus and then Freddy like comes on it and they
Oh, it
go
ends
off in
with the
the
bus.
desert and it kind of ends the same way.
Was completely confused at the beginning. Not gonna lie. What happened to those two girls? Are they dead?
I don't know, are they? This
Oh,
movie doesn't really answer it, does it?
no. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know. I guess it's not the worst thing ever. I guess it's like the best possible way it could have ended. But I also don't like the ending of the first movie or this movie
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're
because
really confusing for
nothing gets
no reason.
answered. Yeah, nothing gets answered.
You're like, did any of that even actually happen? What's going on? Was this all a dream? Was
Yeah,
this whole movie a
is
dream?
this Joker one? Like what the hell's going on?
How many Jokers, how many Joaquin Phoenix Jokers would it take to kill Freddy Krueger?
Fucking 700.
You're right, because that Joker would actually be scared of this guy
Yeah,
when
you
any
just
other
start
Joker wouldn't
crying.
be.
Yeah, you just start crying. Go,
Well, in the
give me
first
that
movie,
good
he
Freddy
might not
effect.
have been that scared of Freddy though, because like Joker 2 is just him getting the Joker bullied out of him pretty much.
Yeah, true.
You're not the Joker, you're just Arthur Fleck. And Joaquin Phoenix is like, yeah, no, I never signed to play the Joker.
Yeah, I don't want you. I don't want you to call me the Joker. I'm not the Joker. Me and the Joker are the same. It's like, oh, you motherfucker. Way to ruin it.
All right, so Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise versus Freddy in Nightmare 1 and Freddy in Nightmare 2. 2-on-2, who wins?
Freddy. 100 times over.
He's gonna clown on this clown, bro.
Yeah, Jesse would
Yeah.
just start screaming at Joker because we're gonna say Freddy's just inside Jesse's body, and at some point he emerges. Freddy's just gonna start, or Jesse's just gonna start screaming at Joaquin Phoenix's Joker until he starts crying, and then Freddy in Nightmare 1's gonna run up on Pennywise with long arms and do like Fortnite dances on him until Pennywise is like, "Oh no, I'm scared. Where's Georgie?"
Okay,
And yeah,
since we've talked so much about Pennywise this episode, it's given me the idea. So I think I've told you this. The Welcome to Derry series is coming out next year on Max. It's like a
yeah.
prequel to the movies. We could totally cover it chapter 1 and 2 before that.
Oh, that's disgusting.
What do you mean?
You,
No, it 2 is the only disgusting one because it's so long. The first one is
yeah, I
good.
was about to say. You remember when we went and saw it too? Do you remember what had just
Yeah, it was
happened?
like right after you got appendicitis. After your
Yeah,
appendix
it was
burst, yeah.
the day I got out of the hospital. We were like,
Yeah.
let's go see
I
it
remember
chapter
that
2.
shit.
Yeah, and I remember
Well,
just
we had
being
already
doubled
planned to go
over with
see
it.
it, and then that happened.
I
I was like,
know.
you're like, yeah, I'll still go. I'm like,
Yeah, I was like doubled over with a pillow, and I'm like, oh my god, why is this fucking 3 hours?
oh man. Yeah. Well, at least the
Oh.
Packers won the night before.
Yeah, too bad that season. I had to watch that shit in the hospital.
I know. I was there.
Yeah, I was about to say you were there. You were the only person that came and saw me. I was only there for like a day, but
Yeah.
2 days.
Still. Still,
Yeah,
2
no, but
days.
I don't know. The Freddy's Revenge, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. They should have called it something different. They should have called this one like Dream. The first one should have been Dream Warriors. The next one should have been Freddy's taking over a guy's body and gonna use him to kill people.
Well,
And
3
then the
being called
third
Dream
one,
Warriors actually makes sense because it's
well,
like
wouldn't it
they
make more
literally form
sense
a
to be
group
called
to
Freddy's
combat.
Revenge?
I don't know. I don't know if any of these. I would have made more sense than this one because Nancy's actually in that movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But Dream Warriors also makes sense because there's a group of kids that know Freddy's real and are trying to get that mofo. They're
Oh,
trying to get him
okay.
got.
Well, I don't think I've seen Dream Warriors, and if I have, it's been a very long time, so
I
it'll
really
be
enjoy it,
interesting
so
to see
I'm
it.
excited to get to that one.
But yeah, no,
Kind of excited to see four
I don't
again
know.
too because I remember liking four more than two, but not like a ton more than two. So we'll see. We'll see what I think once I rewatch four.
Hey, and then you'll get to watch 5 for the first time.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for 5 and 6.
How many Freddy Claws do you give this one?
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 2.5 Freddy claws. One of the claws got
Two and
chopped
a
in
half.
half.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm gonna give it
Look,
just 2.
oh wow, I'm surprised I gave it higher than
Yeah.
you to be honest.
Nah, I'll go 2.5 too. Cause because I was sitting there thinking about it, and really, what started selling me was the title doesn't really make much sense because he's not getting revenge on anybody, and I'm like, damn, he's got a point there.
He's
So
literally not. None of these people knew who Freddy was. Like,
yeah, not even like Jesse's parents. They just moved into town. It's not like he's getting
like
revenge on
is he
anybody.
just getting revenge on the town? But like he didn't get revenge on the town in the first one.
Yeah,
He
like what
killed
the
the woman
hell?
that burned him.
Yeah, like he was killing people that had nothing to do with him dying originally. And I'm sure half of those kids' parents are like dead or moved on. They probably all
So what
died
we've
from
come to the
possession.
conclusion to is Freddy may need a psychiatrist. He needs to get his priorities straight. He needs to understand why he's doing these things.
Yeah. He needs to stop holding a grudge.
Well, that's never. Freddy's
Yeah.
one for grudges.
So I guess next week or whenever will be 3 and 4.
Yes. Dream Warriors and what is the fourth one called? Dream something. I'm pretty sure.
Dream Goblins. That's what it is. Dream Goblins. Heard it
What if
here
Dream
first.
isn't even in the title?
No, it's Dream Goblins.
Great Dream Goblins. The Dream Master, that's what it's called. So, we'll see.
Oh, did we say which ones we were doing, by the way?
What do you mean?
We were doing 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5, and
I get you.
6. A New Nightmare. Uh, the Final Nightmare. Wait, that is 6, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Then New
Freddy versus
Nightmare. Then Freddy
Jason?
vs. Jason. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't really
so
want to
all
do
the
the one
Robert
that
England
was
ones.
yeah, all the Robert England ones. I don't really
Because
want to
he
do the
is Frederick Krueger.
yeah, I don't really want to watch Rorschach be Freddy.
I've heard awful things about that movie, so me either. I'll have to watch it eventually though if I've seen all of them but
I've
that one, but
I've
yeah, we
seen
don't have
it
to
once before.
yeah, I mean, we don't have to kick the dog shit out of it like everyone else probably has.
Yeah. Oh, did you know Kate Cassidy's in that movie?
Kate Cassidy. I know that
Yeah,
name.
she was the chick in Arrow.
Oh, that's Sarah, right? White
Uh
Canary? White Canary?
yes. No, the other one.
As the one that Damien Dark killed? Laurel? Is that her name?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that
The
one.
lawyer. The lawyer chick.
Yes, the lawyer chick. Yes, that one.
There we go. We're good with character names. We know things.
Yeah, we're so smart.
It's been
But
years
where can you
since
find this in
either
the
of us have seen
meantime?
Arrow, but you know. Oh, you find this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube at the Red Arrow, wherever else you find your podcast. And you can find some other random stuff on my YouTube channel as well. Although I haven't been that
One
consistent
thing you
as of
can
late.
find.
Well, you can find our NFL predictions this time of the year. And you can find a lot of DC stuff, especially Batman. Some other horror stuff there. A little bit. You know, we talked about Jason X that one time.
Somebody told me that you were gonna do every Superman movie that ever existed.
Oh, wasn't me.
I don't remember who told me, but yeah,
Well,
somebody
not
said you were
every,
gonna watch.
nah. All
No,
the
you
live
said you were
action
gonna watch
ones.
all of them. Nope, all of them from like the 30s and the 20s and the 10s, and you're gonna watch them all.
Not all of them from Superman the movie in 1978 through Batman v Superman. Will we get around to that? Who knows? This guy didn't even show up to half the X-Men once we did.
Wow, calling me out. You need to watch Superman and the Mole Men. Came out in
Yeah,
51.
yes, the classic. See, we won't do Supergirl before Superman because Supergirl is the following summer, so we can save Supergirl 1984 for before Supergirl.
Yeah. Or instead of doing all the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, we could just watch Smallville.
That's going to take longer than watching 4 movies or maybe 5 movies because I hear the
Yeah,
Donner
but
and
one has
Lester cuts
Michael
of Superman 2
Rosenbaum.
are quite different.
One
Wait,
has
what?
Michael Rosenbaum, one doesn't. So
That's true. Now you're just making me want to watch Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
go do that then. But I think that's all for this week. Don't come back next week.
No, come back. Oh well, no one listens.